You are not here by accident. Something greater led you to this moment. You've been searching, waiting, questioning, and deep down, you know there's a message meant for you. A hidden word, a divine whisper. The pain you've carried, the silence you've endured, the prayers that seemed unanswered, they were not in vain. Tonight, your breakthrough begins. Not tomorrow, not years from now, tonight. But hear this word is not for everyone. It is for you, because you are chosen. Stay with me. What is about to be revealed could shift the direction of your life forever. If you feel the pull in your spirit, subscribe now. This is not entertainment. This is divine guidance, a lifeline for your journey. Every message shared here is revelation you cannot afford to miss. Every word carries weight, carries breakthrough, carries destiny. Each time you engage, you align yourself deeper with God's plan for your life. This is your way of saying yes to heaven's call. So like this video, subscribe, and comment below the words, "I am chosen." Let heaven bear witness to your declaration. You have always known you were different. You could feel it as a child, even when you couldn't explain it. The way you saw the world, the way you carried burdens that others ignored, the way your heart longed for something more. That was not by chance. It was destiny. Being chosen is not random. It is divine selection. Out of millions, God placed His hand on you. That's why the path has felt heavier. That's why the journey has been lonelier. That's why people misunderstood you, rejected you, even turned against you. Not because you were weak, but because you were marked. You have been set apart, marked for purpose, destined for more. And deep inside, you have felt it, the difference, the calling, the weight of something greater resting on your life. But tonight, the confusion ends. Tonight, clarity begins. Tonight, you will understand why the struggles had to happen, why the delays were necessary, why the attacks came so fiercely. Because they were not meant to destroy you. They were designed to shape you, to prepare you, to confirm that your breakthrough is closer than you think. God has been preparing you in silence. You didn't see it. You didn't always feel it. But behind every delay, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer, something was happening. Heaven was moving. Heaven was shaping. Heaven was working. You've been fighting battles no one else knows about. Silent battles. Nights of tears when no one was watching. Thoughts that tried to break you. Storms that almost silenced you. And yet, you're still here. That's not weakness. That's proof of your strength. That's proof of your calling. You've wondered why doors shut in your face. But God was redirecting you. You thought you were being rejected, but you were being protected. He was closing what looked good because He had something greater. You felt forgotten, but the truth is, you were being hidden. Hidden, not as punishment, but as preparation. Just like a seed goes into the ground before it breaks into the light, you were planted, buried for a season, concealed so that at the appointed time, you could rise. This isolation wasn't abandonment. It was consecration. God pulled you away because He was cleansing you, separating you, teaching you to hear His voice above the noise. He needed you alone so He could pour into you without distraction. That's why friendships ended. That's why people walked away. That's why you couldn't fit where you once belonged. You weren't being left behind. You were being lifted higher. And the pain was proof that you are chosen, proof that your life carries weight, proof that your destiny carries fire. The enemy doesn't fight what isn't a threat. The fact that you have been attacked so fiercely is evidence that you carry something hell is afraid of. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every delay, every unanswered prayer, they were not wasted. They were working together to mold you, to strip away what couldn't go with you, to build resilience, patience, and unshakable faith. You asked, "Why me?" And heaven answered, "Because you are chosen." You asked, "Why so much pain?" And the answer is, "Because of the power you carry." You asked, "When will it end?" And the whisper of God is, "Soon." Very soon. Every tear you cried watered the soil of your future. Every test you endured stretched your capacity for the blessing ahead. Every rejection you faced redirected you to the right path. It wasn't punishment. It was placement. It was purpose. God has been preparing you in silence so that when the unveiling comes, you won't just step into the blessing, you'll be ready to sustain it. You'll be equipped to carry it. You'll have the wisdom to protect it. You have the strength to hold it. Your season of unveiling is near. You've been hidden long enough. You've been waiting long enough. What you carried in private is about to be revealed in public. What was promised in secret is about to be confirmed openly. Listen closely. This is not for everyone. Many hear, but few carry. But you are the one marked, the one set apart, the one who endured the silence, the isolation, the pain, not because you were abandoned, but because you are chosen. And now heaven declares, your season of unveiling is here. Now that you know you are chosen, it's time to act. Revelation without action leads to delay, and delay costs alignment. If you truly believe breakthrough is near, you cannot afford to wait. You must move now. The first step is daily surrender. Every morning before you touch your phone, before you scroll, before you speak to anyone, speak to God. A simple prayer of alignment. Lord, I surrender this day to you. Align my steps with your will. Guide my heart, my mind, my words. This sets the tone for your entire day. It places heaven's covering over your path. The second step is guarding the gate. Your eyes, your ears, your heart, these are gates. Whatever enters them shapes your spirit. Watch what you consume. Be careful with your words. Guard your thoughts. Protect your energy. If you entertain negativity, you weaken your alignment. If you declare defeat, you invite it. Choose life with your tongue. Choose faith with your thoughts. Choose purity with what you allow in. The third step is fasting. Fasting breaks chains. The enemy thought could hold you forever. It silences the flesh so your spirit can rise. When you fast, you create space for clarity, revelation, and supernatural strength. Even one day a week, set something aside: food, distraction, entertainment, and dedicate that time to God. Every fast is a weapon. Every fast is a reset. The fourth step is journaling revelations. Each day, write what you feel, what you hear, what is stirring in your spirit. God speaks in whispers. If you don't capture them, they fade. When you write, you create a record. of heaven's instructions. Later, when doubt comes, you'll read back and see proof God has been guiding you all along. The fifth step is declaring your chosen identity aloud. Not silently, not in your head, out loud. I am chosen. I am called. I am set apart. My breakthrough is near. Words carry power. The atmosphere shifts when you speak in faith. The more you declare it, the deeper it takes root. Do this now, not later. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't push it to next week. Your window of divine opportunity is open right now. Every small step you take unlocks acceleration. Every act of obedience draws breakthrough closer. But hear me clearly. Delay will cost you. Procrastination will rob you. Hesitation will weaken you. The enemy wants you to wait, to ignore this urgency, to say, I'll do it one day. But one day often becomes never, and you cannot afford that. Instead, act, move, align, begin today. Even the smallest act of obedience can shift the atmosphere of your life. Even the smallest step toward God can open a floodgate of favor. This is not just routine. This is war strategy. This is how you protect what heaven is birthing in you. This is how you secure what has been promised. Your breakthrough will not wait forever. Heaven has aligned this moment for you, but you must decide. Will you act now, or will you delay? Will you step in, or will you shrink back? The choice is yours. But know this: the moment you act in obedience, acceleration begins. The shift starts. The release unfolds, and what looked impossible begins to move in your favor. This is your urgent call. Rise, surrender, guard, fast, write, declare. Do it now, for your window is open. Think about Joseph, the dreamer, the one chosen by God to rise, but hated by his own brothers. They betrayed him, they sold him, they threw him into a pit, then into prison, forgotten, abandoned, rejected by the very ones who should have loved him. But Joseph was not forgotten by God. In the silence of prison, heaven was shaping him. In the place of rejection, God was building resilience. In the waiting, God was preparing a seat at the palace. And in one sudden moment, Joseph went from prisoner to ruler, from the pit to the throne, from rejected to elevated. And just like Joseph, you have been misunderstood by those closest to you. You've been underestimated. You've been lied on. You've been cast aside, not because you lack value, but because you carry greatness. Because your dreams disturb those who cannot see what God has placed in you. But Joseph's story is not just ancient history. It's a prophetic mirror for your own life. What happened then is still happening now, and it can happen for you. I know of a woman who was overlooked at work for years. She gave her best, worked in silence, prayed in faith, but it felt like no one saw her. Every promotion went to someone else. Every opportunity passed her by. She wanted to give up. She asked God why she kept being left behind. But instead of quitting, she obeyed the small instructions. She prayed every morning. She fasted once a week. She declared over her life, I am chosen. My breakthrough is near. And then suddenly, without warning, the same company that ignored her called her in. A position had opened. Not just a promotion, but the top role she had secretly prayed for. And the leaders told her, we've been watching you. we see the excellence in you. What looked like years of rejection turned into a testimony of acceleration. Overnight, everything changed. But the truth is, it wasn't overnight. It was years of preparation in silence. And then, suddenly, the unveiling. This is what God does. With the chosen, He hides you until the time is right. He tests you in obscurity before He reveals you in glory. He allows rejection to refine you, despair to humble you, and faith to anchor you. Because when breakthrough comes, it is undeniable, it is unstoppable, it is unshakable. And that same God is working in your story. You may feel like Joseph in the pit, or like that woman overlooked and forgotten. But what looks like the end is not the end. What looks like rejection is redirection. What looks like silence is preparation. And hear me clearly, what looks like the end is the setup for revelation. You have felt it lately. The pressure, the weight, the intensity of the battle. It has not been your imagination. It is the last. Push before breakthrough. The enemy knows what's coming. That's why the warfare has increased. The attacks are heavier because the release is closer. The confusion, the weariness, the sudden storms, they are all signs, not of defeat, but of birth. The pain you feel now is birth pangs. Heaven is pushing something through your life. You have noticed the signs of acceleration, restlessness in your spirit, as if where you are can no longer contain you. New visions stirring, pulling you into a future you can almost see but not yet touch. Relationships closing suddenly, doors shutting abruptly, connections falling away without warning. It is not coincidence, it is alignment. God is removing what cannot carry you into your next season. And while you've wondered why it feels so intense, the truth is simple. God is about to make public what He confirmed in private. The whispers you heard in prayer, the promises you wrote down in secret, the visions you carried in silence, they are about to be revealed openly. This is why the warfare has been fierce, because you are at the edge of unveiling. Hell fights hardest at the doorway of destiny. When Pharaoh increased the pressure, it was because Israel was about to be delivered. When Herod raged, it was because Jesus had been born. When the storm rises, it's because the shift is near. And now it's your turn. You are standing on the brink of a new season. The contractions you feel are proof of the birth. The intensity of the pain is proof of how close you are. The sudden shifts in your atmosphere are not destruction, they are transition. Hear this clearly. This next season will not resemble the last. What took years to build will happen in months. What looked delayed will accelerate. What felt impossible will suddenly align. The very places you were rejected will call you back with honor. The very ground you cried on will become the ground you celebrate on. This is not wishful thinking. This is divine timing. God is bringing sudden shifts, sudden favor, sudden open doors, but only for those who endured the preparation, only for those who refused to quit in the silence, only for those who are chosen. This is why you cannot compare yourself to others. Their story is not yours. Their timeline is not yours. Your path was different because your call is different. Others were moving quickly because their assignments were temporary. But you have been set apart for something lasting, something weighty, something eternal. and now heaven is declaring over you. It is time to rise, time to walk into what was promised, time to embrace the unveiling. What was once hidden will now be seen. What was once whispered will now be shouted. But remember, this is not for everyone. Not everyone will hear this word. Not everyone will feel the shift. But you who have endured the silence, the rejection, the battles, you are the chosen one. This is your confirmation. This is your prophecy. This is your call. Your breakthrough is not distant. It is near. So near you can feel it pressing against the walls of your spirit. And very soon, suddenly, it will burst forth. What took years will happen suddenly. What felt impossible will become undeniable. And you will know it was worth every battle, every tear, every night in silence, because your season of unveiling is here. Imagine walking free from the cycles that kept you bound. No more going in circles. No more starting and stopping. No more doors that almost opened but slammed shut. Freedom from delay. That is what's ahead of you. The chains that held you down are breaking, and the cycle that repeated itself year after year is ending. Picture yourself walking into rooms you never thought you would enter, meeting people who carry the keys to your next season. Divine connections, unexpected favor, alignments that shift your life overnight. God is preparing introductions you could never orchestrate on your own. People you didn't even know were watching will step forward with opportunities. Doors that were locked are about to swing open. Feel the acceleration. Where everything once dragged, it will now flow. Purpose will no longer feel like a distant dream. It will become your daily reality. The vision God planted in you will begin to manifest quickly, with clarity and speed. The heaviness you carried will be replaced with lightness, momentum, and unstoppable progress. And in the midst of it all, you will experience peace. Not the fragile peace the world gives, but the deep, unshakable peace of God. The kind of peace that settles the storms inside you, even when storms rage around you. With that peace comes clarity. No more confusion about who you are or where you are going. No more questioning whether you heard God's voice. Alignment will be undeniable. You will wake up each day knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be. This is not just about blessings. It's about validation. Every tear you cried, every lonely night, every season of silence, you will finally see the reason. You will look back and realize it was never for nothing. It was all building to this moment. And when the unveiling comes, the joy will overwhelm you. Relief will flood your spirit. You will know you were not forgotten. You were not overlooked. You were being prepared. But remember this, not everyone will see this. Not everyone will understand this word. It is not for the crowd. It is for you. You are trusted with this message because you are trusted with this assignment. You are chosen. You are called. You are commissioned. Repeat that until it burns into your soul. Chosen, called, commissioned, and you will not leave this season the same. Transformation is already happening within you. The old cycles are breaking. The old doubts are fading. The old version of you is falling away. A stronger, wiser, bolder, more aligned version of you is emerging. The moment you step into obedience, the shift begins. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Your breakthrough is tied to your willingness to move in faith. Every action you take in alignment with God accelerates the unveiling. Every act of surrender pulls you closer to destiny. This is your promise. This is your reward. This is your moment. Revelation without application fades away. Now is the time to move, to put faith into action, to step into alignment with heaven's plan. This is your roadmap, your guide to walking as the chosen one. Begin with a morning routine of surrender. Before the noise of the world can reach you, place your day in God's hands. Whisper a prayer of alignment. Lord, I give you this day. Direct my steps. Guard my words. Guide my spirit. This act may seem small, but it shifts the atmosphere. It covers your path with grace before you even take your first step. Next, set apart daily time for silence. In a world filled with endless distractions, silence is sacred. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Sit still, listen, allow God to speak. His voice is not always loud, it is a whisper. And if you don't slow down, you'll miss it. Silence clears the noise so revelation can come. Then, eliminate distractions and toxic ties. Some voices pull you off course. Some habits weaken your spirit. Some connections drain your energy. Let them go. Release what pulls you backward. Choose what strengthens your spirit. You cannot carry everything into your next season. Separation is necessary for elevation. Sow into your purpose, with your time, with your energy, with your resources. Whatever you give into the kingdom, into your growth, into your calling, multiplies. Plant seeds now. Study, serve, invest. Prepare and you will reap in due season. Every seed you plant pulls your future closer. Every sacrifice becomes a key that unlocks destiny. Finally, watch for signs of alignment. They will come as peace that makes no sense, as doors that open effortlessly, as opportunities that feel divinely timed. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Heaven will not leave you guessing. When you are aligned, signs will follow. Each of these steps matters spiritually. Surrender invites God's covering. Silence opens your ears. Separation preserves your spirit. Sowing activates God's principle of increase. Watching for signs keeps you in tune with His movement. Together, these steps form a rhythm of alignment. Do not wait. Do not say, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. Delay weakens the moment. Action strengthens it. The unseen becomes visible only when you move in obedience. When you align your steps, heaven aligns your path. And the outcome, transformation. Suddenly, you'll notice clarity where there was confusion, momentum where there was stagnation, strength where there was weariness, joy where there was despair, peace where there was chaos. What was once unseen will become undeniable. This is your blueprint, your guide, your next step into breakthrough. Do not just hear this word, live it. Because as soon as you act, the shift begins. Your breakthrough is near. You are chosen. This is your moment. Step in with boldness. Step in with faith. Heaven is waiting for you to move.